This is the Works video, the complete match series experience. Newcastle beat Brighton 3-1. Get in. Relive all the joy. I'm Ken. This is Inside The Toon. Eddie Howe held his press conference ahead of the game against Brighton on Saturday. He talked about Gordon, Big Nick, Johan, Fabian Schär, the meeting this week with PIF, and future plans. So let's get into it, shall we? Before we get into all of that, in Eddie's press conference, just a shameless advert for my absolute classic memorable match series, now out on YouTube, and you'll be seeing this throughout the summer. So Eddie struck a calm but firm tone ahead of Brighton, insisting he remains fully committed despite Newcastle's poor run. He described recent talks with the owners as constructive and said the club still has exciting long-term ambitions. Eddie admitted results have not been good enough, but felt the Arsenal performance showed signs of improvement and wants that carried into Saturday. Anthony Gordon returned to partial training is also a welcome boost, though his involvement will depend on his response. The message was clear: stay united, block the noise, and turn improved performances into points. Asked about his own future in clarity around that, he said, I've never needed clarity in my head in the sense that I'm here, I'm working, and I'm committed, and that won't change. Obviously, the football club has to do what the football club has to do. It has to see that we are going in the right direction and there is a positive feeling, a team that is fighting on all fronts to get results. Yeah, no change in terms of the support and the infrastructure. I was pleased by the level of support given to me at the meeting, but of course I still understand how football works and how knowing that we need to get results, that will never change. On whether Anthony Gordon will be available for Saturday's match, he said he did a training session on Wednesday, and it's great to see him back on the pitch. He's a player of huge quality and one that we've missed. We will make an assessment on his fitness closer to the game and see how he does today. Eddie said it's great to have him available again, talking about Joe Linton. He's a massive part of what we do. He's got that will to win, that determination to fight for everything, every lost ball, every duel. He's there for the beginning of the game until the end. He has the mentality that we need more of from the group. You see it every day in training. He's the one setting the standards in that sense. When he's not playing, we're certainly missing him. It will be great to have him back available. Asked about Big Nick and Johan Visser being a potential partnership for us. He said Nick is training well. I think he's benefiting from the biggest sessions with 20 players that we have missed throughout the season. And now we are beginning to work on the things that we felt we needed to early on in the season, but didn't have the opportunity to. His pass to Johan was sublime against Arsenal, and it's great to see those two linked together. They could make a potential partnership for us. Talking about Johan Visser, he said there's no doubt in the quality of the player, but he is obviously very disappointed for him. He said after the summer signing from Brentford, spent large part of the season out injured. He came back with so much passion and enthusiasm, and he knew the importance of the season, not just for the team, but for him. He was ready to deliver on the biggest stage at the peak of his powers, and then the life of a footballer. He gets injured, and it's a long way back from that. It's been a real battle for him, to get back where he wants to be. He's been frustrated, I know that, and he's worked really hard. We've done a lot of different things to try and get him back to full fitness, and it's only the last few weeks that we've seen that. He's now growing in confidence because he feels better. No doubting the quality of this player. He said there was no decisions on Shah's future at the moment. He said in terms of guesses and thoughts on his future that he will be allowed to leave. It's very premature. Fabian has been a big miss for us, not underestimated by us at all. He's one of the most unique ball distributors in the Premier League. I don't think you'll see another player distribute the ball like he can and has done historically for us. He's very creative in deep areas, and we have certainly missed that ability to bypass an opponent's press that he gives us. The top player who is very calm and very experienced. I'm a massive fan of Fabian and hope we can get him to full fitness by the end of the season. I second that as well. And finally, on recruitment, it's a big focus coming up in the summer. But right now, I think there will be an element of change within the team. And I think there will always has to be with every transfer window, ideally. The aim is to always try to recruit in every window and ideally not that many players. So you don't have the jump of 6 new players coming in like we had last summer. It's more of a drip feed approach, which I think is the best chance to have consistent success. But change and evolution of where the team goes is really exciting because with some smart additions and really good recruitment decisions, I think you can improve really quickly, as some teams from last summer have shown. Recruitment is our big focus. And that's what he said. So obviously, Ross Wilson's having an input. If he said he doesn't want 6 players in, I don't think there'll be 6 players in into the first team squad. But we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a long, hard summer for us fans. So that's Eddie's press conference. As you can see, he talked about his own future following the meeting with the owners, the current form and the response that he's looking for in the reaction. Injury updates on Anthony Gordon, talking about the future, whether Shah is going to come or go, whether we're going to have 6 players in or less players in, most likely, from what was inferred by his statement. But there you go. So next up will be my matchday program and predictions, followed by Eddie's team announcement tomorrow around about 2 o'clock. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button. It does help the channel. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and that notification bell. And if you're watching this on TikTok, hit the follow button and the like button if you've not already done so. Again, I'm Ken. This is Inside the Toon. Welcome back. This is your matchday program. I'm Ken, and this is Inside the Toon. Newcastle take on Brighton in a crunch, vital match for Newcastle. First of all, let's look at Newcastle's form, which is nosedived after back-to-back wins over Manchester United and Chelsea. 4 straight defeats against Sunderland, Palace, Bournemouth and Arsenal have left Eddie Howe's side with just 6 points from their last 6 games. Scoring 6 and conceding 8 is in a very worrying run. So Brighton arrive in excellent form, taking 13 points from the last 18. Since losing 1-0 to Arsenal, they have gone 5 games unbeaten, winning 4 and drawing 1. The run includes impressive victories over Liverpool, Sunderland, Burnley and Chelsea, with the latest standout result a 3-0 win against the Blues. Brighton look confident, organised and dangerous, making this a tricky test for Newcastle, especially with the Toon needing a response after recent poor results and wanting to eliminate the threat of relegation. Brighton are flying and the Toon are in trouble. So Brighton have a number of threats and danger men that Newcastle need to be aware of. Welbeck's had 13 goals this season and is the obvious threat. Minte out on the wing, fast-paced, direct, going to cause our defence problems. Again, 4 assists. Rutter's very similar, 4 assists as well. And then you got Hinshelwood, 4 assists, but he's one of those midfield players that plays between the lines. So if we don't mark him, he's got a very big chance of coming into the box unmarked and scoring. So big afternoon for Newcastle. So coming up next is my predictions video, team and score. I've got some surprises for you. So thank you for watching. I'm Ken and this is Inside The Toon. Away the lads. Newcastle take on Brighton at 3 p.m. today, and this is my team and score predictions. I'm Ken, this is Inside The Toon. So a different team and formation from what we've seen recently, moving to the 4-2-3-1. Visser up front, Big Nick sitting in the 10 behind, Sulla on the right wing, Gordon on the left wing, Bruno Tonali in midfield, Miley is a full back, Chow Botman in the middle, and then Byrne is left back. So Miley gives us the composure on the ball and the retention and that calm first pass, which Newcastle badly need. I'd rather see him protected than exposed though, so Bruno and Tonali will have to, behind him, will have to make sense if Miley goes forward to attack. Obviously, Joe Linton is on the bench, and I look to see him coming on about 60-65 minutes. And it's a strong move. Brighton are good technically, but at that point in time, Big Nick changes the temperature. Duels, pressing, second balls, and the chaos that comes with that. This is exactly when the game opens up. The only tweak, which don't make it automatic, if Newcastle are winning, bring Joe Linton on to lock the left side down. If chasing, bring on for the weakest of the forward 3 and let him bully Brighton's midfield. So my score prediction is Newcastle winning 2-1 and we stop the slide as we're desperate for the points to move us back up the table and to eliminate the threat of relegation. However, is that Brighton come to St James's Park in much better form than Newcastle, winning 4, drawing 1, losing 1 from their last 6. And they carry real threat with Minte and Welbeck and their midfield runners. Newcastle's form is grim, 4 straight league defeats, but St James's Park, Bruno's back in the middle, and the need to stop the rot should make this tighter. Yes, it could be a winning option against Brighton, mainly because the 4-2-3-1 give Newcastle better protection in midfield while still keeping pace and power up front. Bruno Tonali as the 2 gives control, passing range and defensive cover. Big Nick behind Visser adds height, link play and a central target, while Sulla and Gordon can stretch Brighton wide. The concern is balance. Miley at full back, defensive side may be tested, and leaving Joe Linton out removes physicality. If Newcastle press well and avoid cheap turnovers, this setup has enough energy, structure and attacking threat to beat Brighton. My next video up is the team news from Eddie Howe. Eddie's named his team to face Brighton this afternoon. It's not the one that I was hoping for. I was hoping to see Visser and Big Nick on the pitch from the start. But here you go. So we've got Pope in goal. We got Botman, Chow, Miley and Byrne. So that is what I predicted. Then midfield, we got Joe Linton back from suspension. I had him on the bench. Tonali, Bruno, and Willock. And up front, we got Asula and Murphy. So there you go. Still gonna, support the team, etc. Obviously, but I would have liked to have seen Visser and Big Nick given the opportunity and do a 4-3, a 4-2, 4-2-3-1. But there you go. On the bench, we got Ramsdale, Trippier, Hall, Visser, Gordon, Barnes, Ilanga, Big Nick, and Ramsey. So quite a very strong bench. Let's hope we can keep the score down and we get a point or 3, maybe. Away the lads. I'm Ken. This is Inside The Toon. Thanks for watching. Some of the past videos you can see on the screen there are on the channel now. And also coming up will be the half-time report and full-time report. Let's win today. Away the lads. Newcastle lead at half-time, 2-0 at St James's against Brighton, and this is how it happened. This is the half-time report. I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon. Only one change to the team that went out last time. Joe Linton back from suspension. And, Brighton started with a massive chance right in the second minute. They should have scored. Good save by Pope. 8th minute, another corner to Brighton and a shot from 35 yards out when I clipped the bar. 10th minute, Asula, who's up front, fires the shot that goes a yard outside the goal and just misses. But in the 12th minute, he makes amends for it. Newcastle go 1-0 up. Murphy, great cross and headed in by Will Asula. And Bruno started the move. Huge credit to Jacob Murphy for his resilience and that brilliant run and the ball that led to Asula's goal. Brighton continued to press and had 3 corners by the 21st minute. 23rd minute, Willock had a great run. He tries to find Asula. It went out for a corner. 24th minute, Bruno takes it in goal. Dan Burn header from the centre of the box following the corner. Who would have thought? 26th minute, Pope had a moment. Never happy when the ball's at his feet and the ball hits the post. 28th minute, how did we not score? Last gasp, defending from Brighton. Willock and Asula are on the same wavelength and on fire. Malik Cho had a left-footed shot that was very close and saved by the Brighton keeper in the 30th minute. 35th minute, Miley, what a ball to Willock, who was called offside. Danny Welbeck had a miss soon after that. And then in the 38th minute, a miss by Asula. Right-footed shot. Tonali assisted. It was a well-timed run by Will Asula. He did look off, though. 39th minute, Brighton player booked for pulled back by Bruno. Sorry, I'm reading my own notes badly here. Asula's having a great game and well worth the money we spent on him, and we should keep him. 41st minute, Joe Linton's also having a canny game. We missed him when he was out, suspended. 46th minute, brilliant defending and skill by Miley. And then Asula breaks and runs at the goal, shoots just wide. A moment that probably sums up Will Asula. Absolutely brilliant turn and sprint to take him past the last man. And then he screws the effort wide. 2-0 at half-time, get in. So our XG represents the 2 goals that we scored, 2.34 to their 0.35. You can see the blue on the attack momentum chart is Brighton. So you can see they really did have quite a lot of the possession, which is represented by the 69% on the match overview. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then there's others that you can watch as well. I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon. Eddie Howe picked the team. Not everybody was in agreement with it at the beginning of the match, but we got the 3 points. We won 3-1, and he deserves the praise that comes his way. Away the lads. Let's see how the second half played out. This is my full-time report. I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon. Still celebrating the 2-0 lead at half-time. Newcastle came out, and in the 48th minute, Bruno was in on goal, but it was blocked by the keeper. 50th minute, an outrageous save from Nick Pope. Incredible save, but it was also given off his handball, but he didn't know that. Burn is booked in the 53rd minute for a foul. Great tackle by Malik Howe after a Burn mistake. And dare I say it, Howe is having a great game. 58th minute, Brighton missed the target. 61st minute, and Brighton score. It's one hell of a finish. And at the same, just before that, you could hear the Strawberry Corner singing Eddie Howe's Black and White Army. 64th minute, corner to Brighton. Burn got a foot in there. It's cleared, but Brighton get another corner, and Pope gathers the ball. Phew. 68th minute, subs by Eddie. Willock and Murphy and Asula go off. On come Hall, Barnes and Visser. 73rd minute, a tackle on Bruno, foul given. Brighton is asking all the questions now. They've had 65% of the ball in this second half. So Brighton are in control, and it's back to the wall job. Pope does not like the ball at his feet. He is a waterfall, but he's a great stop saver. 84th minute, Tonali's booked for throwing the ball away. 85th minute, an incredible save from an overhead kick by the Brighton forward, and Pope saves. He's crazy. So in 90th minute, we're hanging on by our teeth, and Burning Hall are outstanding at this point. 91st minute, Visser misses a big chance, a brilliant ball from Hall. And then Ramsey comes on for Bruno. Horrible tackle in the 92nd minute on Barnes, booking for the Brighton player. We have a fast break 3 minutes later. Joe Linton tries to place it in the corner of the goal, while Barnes is just standing to his left, waiting for a tap in. Barnes is not happy. But he's made happy again in the 96th minute. Visser's had a one-on-one, however, finds Barnes, who scores 3-1. Super from Harvey. Credit to Visser for squaring it, and great news. The final whistle goal goes in. Newcastle celebrating. We win 3-1. So it was still very nervy in the second half until we got that 95th minute goal. So all of the second half, you can see the sea of blue down below, and that's all Brighton attacking in the second half. We only really attacked right at the end. But there you go. We won 3-1. Take the 3 points. And those 3 points mean we're safe from relegation. And as you can see in the picture there, a lot of happy and relieved Newcastle United players and staff and fans. If you look at the match overview, interestingly enough, we scored 3 and our expected goals was 3.27, while Brighton's was either 6-4 or 8-4. I can't read it from here. Big chances, we had 5, they had 4. Total shots, 14-13 in our favour. In goalkeeper saves, Pope made 3 excellent saves, but their goalie made 4. We could have won by more. Eddie Howe picks the team, as I say, and the response he got and the big calls he made paid off. There was spirit, resilience, and Nearly a statement win, but it's 3 points. Bruno changed everything. Joe Linton was his usual self and really helped the team. Willock played well. Barnes played well. At the back, Botman in Howe played well. Miley, not seen his passing stats yet, but I'd imagine it was incredibly high, just like the Arsenal game. We'll look at that in the final word video that I bring out in the next 24 hours. So it was fantastic. We are safe. I am happy. Away the Toon. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe if you wish to see more, hit the notification bell if you do subscribe, absolutely free. Lots more videos coming out for the last 3 matches of the season. Look out for my memorable match short videos that are now popping up every day virtually, and have a great weekend. Look out for that final word report tomorrow. Away the lads. I'm Ken. This is Inside the Toon, and I am relieved. A huge win for the Toon. This is the final word. We're now free of the relegation worries, and Newcastle beat Brighton 3-1 at home. So let's see how it played out, shall we? So Eddie Howe admitted the emotional toll of the recent weeks after Newcastle's 3-1 win over Brighton, revealing sleepless nights and personal pressure. He praised the players' unity, training, standards and resilience during a tough run, highlighting key moments from Murphy's delivery to Pope's save. Howe emphasised trust in his selections and responsibility for results, while Bruno reinforced belief in a late push for European football. Get in. And the first goal came from Murphy's persistence. The goalie had come out to try and close him down. Murphy stood his ground, retrieved the ball, and then just in one move planted the cross right onto the top of Asula's head, who then powered it into the net. What a goal. What a move. Eddie said Jacob Murphy is an excellent crosser of a football. He's created countless goals for us over the years. Will Asula still had a bit to do, and he did it well. Second goal, it's great to see us back in form from set plays. It was always going to be a difficult game today. Brighton play fluid, open, attractive football, and we are not in that moment. We had to withstand a bit of pressure, ride our luck, but we were always a threat and scored a third. A couple of key saves from Nick Pope. The one early in the game was massive, he said, because you don't want to be chasing the game again against them with their style. He added that the crowd were really good for us today. I'm delighted for them. They witnessed everything in the last few weeks and have stayed with us and stayed loyal to the team. I thank them greatly. It's been a horrible feeling for us for a number of weeks. We've been looking to change our fortunes. The attitude of the lads during this difficult run has been outstanding, he said. We stayed together, trained well, and we got our reward today. It's always nice to win for us, and with them, the owners in attendance, they have always been really supportive. It was great they were here to see the lads give so much. We are together as a united football club. He went on to say the feelings and emotions of trying to put it right, trying to find solutions and answers, get through to the players and connect with them in a different way. In difficult moments, I try to focus on what's going to put it right, rather than anger and blame. I take responsibility myself. So it was a kind of trademark goal for Dan Burn. He came across the box towards the ball coming from Bruno, who took the corner and then headed it into the far right-hand corner. What a goal. You can see from the height, obviously he's tall, but the ball's just going under the crossbar in the middle and ends up in the back of the net. Get in. Back to what Eddie said afterwards. He said, it's been hard for my family because they see the intimate side of me behind closed doors. I haven't been a bundle of joy in the past few weeks, so I'm pleased for them as well. It's funny because I didn't get 8 hours sleep last night. There was a moment where I woke up and I thought, oh dear, what day is it? Which is really unusual for me. I'm a very good sleeper normally. There was obviously an anxiety for me last night where I'm going into today's game just wanting the team to perform. I'm sure I'll sleep well tonight, certainly with the emotions of the game. I've got no doubt that I will. He went on to say, your outlook on things changes as much as you try to stay very level. Things just look a bit brighter when winning. So hopefully we can enjoy next week. From an emotional level, that was a massive win for us. We knew it. Everyone knew it internally. I think we've been building towards that for a few weeks. I think the training has been really strong, really committed, very competitive, and I'm a big believer that you always end up getting your rewards for that if your work continues to be strong. Credit to the players for sticking together, staying united. Behind the scenes, they've been excellent. At times, we rode our luck a bit today, but I think we more than deserve that in the recent weeks. I'm very open. I go into the week and I go, right, let's see how the players train. For me, training is a huge consequence to the team that I pick because I have to reward good performances, good attitude, commitment during the week. I can't just base it off perception. I then need to see it delivered, and that's where, from a supporter's perspective, they don't get to see that. They're not party to those training sessions, and I place a big emphasis on that. I accept my fate because I picked the team, in good honesty with the intention to win the game. There's no politics involved with me. It's what gives us, in my opinion, the best chance to win the game. I went with the players I can really trust, and I know I can handle this type of atmosphere and pressure. Those players have never let me down, and they didn't today. Eddie mentioned Nick Pope's couple of saves that kept us in the game. You can see the first one. He used his hands, and what a save that was indeed. It was an overhead kick, so he really didn't see the player and what he was going to do next. And then obviously a few minutes later, Nick's Nick. He doesn't really like the ball at his feet. The ball came back to him. I think it was from Howe. It was fine ball, but his first touch really was poor. It hit, I think it was Hinselwood of Brighton. And for us, our luck was on our side. The ball hits that post and goes across the goal and it is cleared. Get in. The PFI had their 2-day meeting with Newcastle executives and staff, including Eddie. And Yazza popped into the dressing room after the game to see the players, and he spoke. And Eddie said this. He spoke with the players after the game and spoke really well about his plans for the future and how committed he and everyone is to the football club. Long-term growth and exciting times ahead. So that was great to see, said Eddie. Bruno also added his thoughts after the game. He said, in the changing room before the game, we knew today was important for us, chasing European football for next season. The points are crucial. We keep dreaming and believing. We are looking up, not down. We can still play European football next season. We must win the next 3 games. And that's our captain. Fantastic. Let's do it. So after Brighton got one back in the second half to make it 2-1 to Newcastle, it could have gone either way, to be honest. And as Eddie said, we rode our luck today. They they were really close to making it 2-2. Minte just blasted it over the bar from about 4 or 5 feet out, and another day that crashes into the net. But then also we could have gone 3-0 up before Brighton scored their goal. So their goalie just putting out his massive big hand or foot, and the ball spirals away, but not into the net. So the third goal was scored in about 94th minute, I think, and it was Harvey Barnes, and Visser got the ball. I think it was Byrne that shot, put him down the left wing. He drove in. He tried to. I think he thought about trying to take it around the goalie, but he didn't really manage it. He ended up with a kind of a pass across the box or back to Barnes or somebody. However, the goalie got his hand on it. It came back out to Barnes, who twisted and turned and then planted the ball high into the net. Get in. A typical Harvey goal. So the player ratings from SofaScore show a real team performance for Newcastle rather than a single standout. Tonali Botman, Asula led the way with Bruno not far behind, who still played a key role in controlling the game. For me, he was the man of the match, by the way. It underlines how Eddie's changes work collectively, not just individually. Barnes, who came on, delivered the decisive moment, but this was about structure, balance and resilience across the side. And some really fantastic numbers. A lot of the YouTubers have gone hard in the last week, along with fans who obviously, like me, were very disappointed. The team I picked for this saw Visser and Big Nick start with Asula on the right wing. And but although I was slightly disappointed with the team selection, boy, did it work out really well. So you got quite a lot of smiling faces there. You still got people that are hesitant about what might happen next. It's one result out of 13, which has been a really rough patch for us. But let's take the win. Let's enjoy it. Over my 60 years, these days don't come along too often in some seasons, including the 2 relegations with Mr. Cashley. So it's been a long time since we've seen the celebration time again victory photograph. I think it was Chelsea last. And this time you got the owners in there, Ruben and Yazza. So good on them. I'm glad everybody enjoyed their day out, and may we continue and win the last 3 matches. Who knows? I love the celebration when Dan Burns scored. Just look at all the players together there, crowded around him. And then look at Willock and Asula when Asula scored his first goal. Fantastic. So thanks for watching if you got this far. And if you like these videos, there's lots more of them, as you can see from the slide here. The match series is about 7 individual videos in total. I enjoy doing it. I love putting slides together. I'm retired now, so it's not work related, thankfully. And yeah, onward and upward. Just stay on for one more second, shall you? A bonus coming up. If you're old enough, you'll remember this day. It was a horrible day, right up till about the 90th, 95th minute, when Newcastle was saved from relegation, from going down from the old 2nd division to the 3rd division. It would have been horrible. In new money, that's championship to Div 1. Doesn't sound as bad, does it? Newcastle sealed their Division 2 survival in dramatic fashion. Steve Walsh, the hero, scoring at one end and then putting one in the net for us as well at our end. What a game. There are a huge number of off-pitch issues between the fans, and some people have not forgotten that day, including me. But we all move on. So there's going to be a video coming out with this in the next few days. So look out for the full story, The Great Escape. Newcastle beat Leicester away 2-1, 1992. Thank you for watching, and up next in the match series will be Forest away next Sunday at 2 p.m. Can we make it 2 wins in a row? Away the lads, I'm Ken. This is Inside the Toon.